Hey guys, welcome to the program. Daily Advanced Madden. 32 elite users working there to bring you the best Madden footage available every day. Before we jump into all our Week 10 action, let's take a quick look back at our Week 9 highlight of the night.
Flashback.
Starting things off, it's gonna be King Cube, and this play is kinda hilarious. Gonna get after the quarterback, but it's the big man who scoops it, and it's looking good for a while. But he's losing steam. But he ultimately gets there. Into the end zone he goes for King Cube. Now here it's gonna be Connor going to work with his Chiefs. Unbelievable job shedding 3 would-be tacklers. Now here it's Skylar Dice picking up a quick little release pattern, making all the men miss, and off to the races he goes. Hold that ball up. Now here it's going to be Matt Cole and the Ravens eventually working his way towards the left, and my goodness does he have time. Click R3! But eventually, circle's gonna come open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 guys missing tackles. Into the end zone he goes. Talk about a little bit of time to throw the ball. Matt Cole eventually gets that pass off and makes good breaking ankles along the way to a big touchdown. And a big win for the Baltimore Ravens, picking up your highlight of the night. Incredible games from around the league, including some intense divisional rivalries. Let's hop straight into your Week 10 action. It's going to be the Giants, and oh yeah, next taking on Playing With You and the Eagles, and up the sideline he goes. Nobody's going to catch him. Off to the races. Make sure you check out Dylan's podcast. The link will be in the description below. Now here it's Playing With You and the Eagles going back across the body. Tutu Atwell not looking like his typical amazing self. Big drop on a big down. That would ultimately lead to this. 3 seconds to go in a 14-all ball game. Oh yeah, next is iced. But Dylan through the uprights for the big win. Big NFC East battle. It's the Giants prevailing at home. Make the final 17-14. Now here it's going to be LDZ closing out the third quarter. A little Texas route to the halfback, and all sorts of magic. He finds his way to pay dirt. Big touchdown for the Patriots, but ultimately in this one, the Broncos would prevail, picking up the win in New England. DZ and the Falcons looking at a 3rd and 10 on their opening drive. Goes PA post shot, and he's gonna find his tight end wide open. Into the end zone he'll go. That'll make it 7-0 Falcons. Now, in the play art, it says that the Vikings were playing a basic cover 2. I just want to know, what defense is it where you get 3 guys that stay within a blanket of each other 10 yards down the field covering nobody? Good work, boys. Now, if there were any hot shots to show you, we definitely would, but no dots on the day for Jordan Love, just running for his life all day. DZ and the Falcons ultimately played some great defense, holding them off the board for the most part. Make the final in this one 28-6. Great job by the Falcons at home. Now here it's a 0-0 ball game. King Cube likely on his opening drive of the game. He's going to hand it off to Jacobs, who goes up the left-hand side. Apologize, a little technical difficulties in the middle there, but he's off to the races. Nobody would touch him. That was a great start to the ball game for King Cube. Now here a rollout in the red zone. Who do you want to throw it to? Who do you like more? They're both wide open on the corner. Now at the end of the day, phenomenal second quarter by King Cube. He'd go into Arrowhead and get the victory. Big battle in Washington today. Going to be Skylar Dice and his San Francisco 49ers taking on Mike Drops, and you know, anytime Mike Drops hits the field and he's got Antonio Gibson count on some big runs, and this no different. That would make it 13-7, given a missed extra point. Now, here a little bit of a flood concept from the Niners. Gonna roll to his left, and Wilson hitting a bomb to his right. That would give the Niners the lead, and ultimately in the ball game, a tight one. San Francisco going into Washington, picking up the 31-24 victory. Bears and Lions just clamping things up in here. It's going to be Detroit. Joey's Lions making the interception, and quite the return, bringing it out to about the 31-yard line, but unable to put it in the end zone. And it comes down to this, a $1.10 left in the ball game. Rolls to his right, likes the little corner out, but Carrington's gonna make the interception, and that would seal it for the Bears, picking up a big win in the NFC North. It's going to be Conrad's Bears keeping the win at home. Poor snap crackle, no idea why, because Twitch works when it's grand, when it's the Chiefs usually, with Connor it works, but here, you see a lot of pixels. But trust me, it was Snap Crackle making a great interception on the play. It was 7-all at this point. Now fast forward, 21-7 for Seattle. It's going to be Ryan and his Seahawks looking to go play action, and he's going to hit his man over the middle. That's a tight little dot, and able to get off the would-be tackler all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Make the final in this one 28-10. Last season it was all Rams. This year, Ryan has turned the tide, and Seattle's back atop the NFC West. Well, here we have it. Zone and the Chargers kicking off the Grand Marquee, and that means one of two things when we show you this, and that is a tight little seam up the middle, but Grand Marquee makes no mistakes. Off to the races he would go, and that would draw him a little bit closer, but ultimately here in the fourth quarter, it's going to be zone and the Chargers going with a little bit of Y out, and under immense pressure, Herbert able to get off the throw, and that would be the touchdown that seals it. Make the final in Green Bay, 35-18 for Zona and the Chargers. Pouring rain in Baltimore. It's going to be Matt Cole. He is on the edge of the red zone here, and he's going to roll to his right, looking for the corner route, and that's a tight dot to circle there. Goes to Tony, the linebacker, so near it, but you know how it is. Linebackers have a hard time putting their hands in the air this year. 28-14 is your final in Baltimore. Here we got Timmy and the Panthers taking on the Saints, and he's going to be having Kyler Murray roll not really too far to his right, but the pass is to the right, back corner of the end zone, had his pick, both corners were open, delivers the dot and delivers a 44-20 win at home for Carolina. Now, one of the teams not in action this week, Tommy and the Cardinals hitting the practice field. Worked him hard this week. Hopkins, look at that one-hander. Unbelievable. We'd show you the kick return portion of practice, but then we'd have to kill you. Some huge wins, some heartbreaking losses, and some great individual performances. Let's get to our players of the week. NFC Offensive Player of the Week, it's going to be Christian McCaffrey. 22 carries, 264 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns on the day. Does Grady Jarrett just keep this award at his house? Again, 6 tackles, 3 sacks, and for a guy who just takes up space, man, he gets after the quarterback. Ezekiel Elliott absolutely going off for King Cube's Raiders. 168 rushing yards, but not only did he have 1 rushing touchdown, he had 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. Lastly, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown is going to be Byron Jones, defensive back of the Denver Broncos. It's that time. Let's go check out our 3 nominees for Highlight of the Night. Our first nominee, we're going back to Minnesota, where Beast Dog Deezy's gonna drop back to pass with Gardner Minshew, finds his tight end on a big crosser, spins through the would-be tackler, and finds his way tiptoeing up the sideline. Now here, our second nominee is gonna be Grand Marquis with a big kick return. Tiny little window to work his way through, but he does it, and that would have pulled the Green Bay Packers closer at Lambeau. Last but not least, our final nominee for highlight of the night, it's going to be LDZ finding his halfback on the Texas route, and my goodness is he making men miss. Phenomenal job getting to the end zone. 3 great nominees to choose from. Make sure to leave your vote in the comments section below. For our question of the day, very specifically, do you think abilities enhance the game of Madden NFL football, or does it destroy it? What is your position on abilities within the game? Of course, to those X Factors and Superstars, leave your answer in the comments section below. That wraps up our look at Week 10. Thank you so much for tuning in, and for everybody at Daily Advanced Madden, I'm KMac33, wishing you a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow with Week 11. Around the league, it was the Bills going into Dallas getting a 35-7 victory. It was JJ's Bucks getting a home win 38-22 over the Colts. It was 4-1-2's Jags holding it home 35-14 over the Steelers. And to close things out, it was Scythe and the Bengals over Houston 43-29.